stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, friends, fellow trudgers, and other people. I don't know what I'm saying. Good morning. Or as they say in Germany, Guten Morgen. I think I use that like several times a month. Maybe I should learn how to say good morning in another language. I don't think anybody cares. Right, I'm going to lower this a little bit. There we go. I don't want to see the ceiling. Good morning, Patricia. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Looks like you've been having some fun at Red Rocks lately, right? Oh, cool. Do it on the next one. Somebody was letting me know that I could share in a group. It's facing fentanyl. We are. I don't know what is freaking happening. I was talking about somebody about something entirely different. What they're doing. Her name's Tanya. Hopefully she'll join us at some point. She's pretty busy, but she puts together. I don't know if you've ever seen the facing fentanyl with the billboards. Yeah, that's her. Right. And oh, sorry, this is a good stretch, and I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know those good stretches. Ah, that felt good. Yeah. So I put a post up on the in the Trudging Together group. Put your pictures in there because she's doing another one. She's doing another one, but it's going to be more of a hope one, and she's going to put us and our sobriety dates on it. You'll be up on a billboard and stuff like that. So go on there and put your freaking picture and stuff on there. Not many people have done it, which I find weird. Anyway, I don't find it weird, actually, because that's how Facebook is. The thing is when I asked everybody for their sobriety date, I had over 437 views, okay? That was the last I checked it. I just happened to see it. Okay? When I'm done with this one, it'll probably have like 12. Okay? And that's the stuff that Facebook does to you. Anyway. If I was... Doesn't matter. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Accepting all the consequences. All of them. It's not a bad thing. All right, let's do introductions and get started. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm going to be your host today. On Tuesdays, I have a co-host that joins me. Stacy will be joining me this Tuesday at 11 o'clock p.m. on Tuesdays. We will be doing that, hopefully consistently, because Dion will get his butt up out of bed. All right. And if you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Let's get started. So we alcoholics, we hear this a lot. You never accept the consequences. You're going to have to, there's consequences to everything that you do in life. So be careful. The consequences has always been a bad saying. But just like everything else, it's a word. And words can be utilized. I'm grabbing my coffee, it's 5 feet away. Words can be utilized. They can be manipulated to help you fit what it is that you need to do in life. They're just words, my friends. And we use words so we can communicate what it is that we're trying to say to each other. Right? Because my life, I still take all consequences, you bet. It's just that most of my consequences now are good. And I accept them too. Yeah, and it's funny because I'm laughing at that, but it's not easy to do. You would think it would be easy, but no, our self-esteem, it stands in the way. So when something good happens to us, did you see that? Did you see that? I hope you did. An orb just went flashing right through the screen. It went pew, except it was the other way. It was this, it was over here, but it went like that, just like that. Okay. You might see another one. I wasn't going to stop bringing it up, but that one was so fast. I mean, did you see it? It was like, pew. It's weird. Okay. All right. Not everybody believes in paranormal stuff, so I'll move on. So, not all consequences are bad. Let's take a look at this. All right. And I am reading out of One Day at a Time. That's where I got it. This is Hazelden literature. I love Hazelden. I do. I've always liked Hazelden. If I was not in AA, I would follow Hazelden. Okay. They're not really a set thing. They're more of a company, but they don't have meetings and stuff like that. I would probably end up at Oxford Group. I don't know. I would find some way. I would find some way to hold a meeting. I would. So, before in the beginning, most of my consequences were bad because I had done some horrible things. I'd done some bad things. And because of those, it made me think that I was a horrible person. Which I certainly can be. I believe that there's an evil that lives in each of us, man. You bet. When I was a kid, and I had decided, and of course this was after I got some liquid courage in me, that I was no longer going to let bullies push me around. I became very dangerous. Okay. And I have a very long memory. There was one guy. I went over to his house, and it was about 2:00 in the morning, and the sprinklers were on, so I kicked them all. Yeah, that wasn't the last thing I did to him. Take his house, did a lot of things. Right? Revenge. Right? This kid put me in a locker and locked me in there. He was my main bully. I hope I meet him again someday. Then the thing, I'm not going to, no, Dion. No. All right. Okay. Because we're talking about consequences, not bullies. Well, the thing is, shut up, Dion. Shut up, Dion. I'm talking here. Jesus. All right. It appears that my brain with interfering thinking is in full swing today. So, yes, I just told myself to shut up. Jesus. God. I drive me nuts sometimes. See? Drive me nuts. So, we don't need to sit here and talk about all the bad consequences. You know about them. Okay? So, let's get to the reading, because there's good consequences in life. They're not just bad ones. But that depends on you and what you're putting into life and how you're taking these consequences. Because, see, even when I fail, it's good. I'm learning something. Over the last 3 years, I have failed a lot. And the more I fail, the closer I get to my destiny. Okay? So even those consequences are good because I'm learning from them. I understand, okay, that wasn't a good route to go, and here is why. Okay? Then I get to take that and I get to pass it on to you. Okay? So that when somebody else comes into trudging together and says, I'd like to do this, and this is the path I'd like to go, I can say, I tried that, and this is what happened to me. Right? See how that failure is now something positive. Okay? It all depends on your attitude. I don't always think of things that way. I don't. Okay. We have been our own worst enemies most of our lives, and we have often injured ourselves seriously as a result of justified resentment over a slight wrong. Okay. So that kid who I went and kicked all of his, I'm sure that cost them a lot of money. That shit probably, well, it's the 80s. This would have been like 85. I was on pass. I was on pass from the group home. They snuck out. They'd catch me. Per as usual. All right. Got it. But justified anger. All right. That's a slippery slope. It's a very slippery slope. All this room. Right? So, there we go. I just forgot everything. It'll come back to me. Yes, it is a slippery slope. Justified anger. Well, karma will get them. Will it? God will take care of them. Of course, God will take care of them. They're children. They're a child of God. Of course, God's going to take care of them. Do you think that God's going to go punish another person on your behalf or my behalf? He wouldn't even do it for his own son. Right? The thing is I'm his son also. If we're all children of God, are we not? Is not Jesus then my brother? See, I'm starting to catch on to this stuff. You guys are like, yes, Dion. I've never read the Bible. All right. I'm just figuring this stuff out. I like a slow pace. Just getting to know the dude. All right. So let's not jump on Dion with religion or I won't talk about it again. I like it because it makes me nervous. Justifiable anger does nothing. Well, they did. I don't give a fuck what they did. Okay, I've had a lot of people do a lot of stuff to me. It still doesn't matter. Okay, it does not matter. That does not mean that I get to use reprisal. Nowhere in the big book, or I doubt in the Bible, does it say, feel free to hurt people that hurt you. I just don't think that it's anywhere in any. Right? You got a good feeling about that. So, doubtless there are many causes for resentments in the world, most of them providing justification. What in the hell? Okay, that was really weird. Okay. My monitor shut off. All right. We've had one orb, and now my monitor's turning off. We did. No, that wasn't. No, that wasn't. I don't think. There's nothing floating around in here, so okay. It is what it is. All right. Just weird stuff going on. Look at that fire. Hot. Got a hot fire. Hot fire. I don't know what that is. Facebook user. If we have been treated unjustly by others or simply by life itself, we can avoid compounding the difficulty by completely forgiving the persons involved and abandoning the destructive habit by reviewing our hurts and humiliations. Whew, that was a long sentence. That was a run-on sentence, is what it was. I love you too. I really like this part. Okay. Oh, I missed an entire line, so let's get to that. I apologize. But we can never begin to settle all the world's grievances or even arrange things so as to please everybody. Now we're talking codependency, the pleasing of others. I tend to do that here with my friends. Like when Ingrid shows up, I do certain stuff. I couldn't figure it out this morning, but I put the time in for the when I send out the post that I'm going live. I was gonna put the time in for my friends in Ireland also. We're not. When we do stuff like that, it makes people feel included. Okay, I'm always going to talk the opposite of any of this because it gives you some validation. You can compare things. Your mind works a certain way, and depending on how I give you that information is how you're going to process it. Been doing this a long time, right? I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I've been watching people since I was just a wee little boy. I usually go into my Irish about that, but I'm very self-conscious now that I have Irish friends. So I'm going to be working on it first. You couldn't have missed that. You could not have missed that. Did you see that? There is no stringy thing floating around over here. There isn't. Barb, I love you, but I'm trying to get this done. Now it's cold in here. Ooh, I just got the chills. Look at that. It didn't quite stand up, but it did get a little. Okay, enough. Probably my mind making shit up. Who knows? All right. Anyway. So then it says, if we've been treated unjustly by others or simply by life itself, we can avoid compounding the difficulty by completely forgiving the persons involved and abandoning destructive habits of reviewing our hurts and humiliations. Okay, what are they saying there? Let it go. That is a very long sentence to get to. Let it go. Okay. Yesterday, no, and some of you may have heard, last week I went back to a meeting from a new meeting that I wasn't feeling comfortable in, but I got a lot of friends there. So I went back there and somebody was extremely passive aggressive with me. And then they left me. It was just a thing, right? And I'm like, yesterday, I'm like, I kind of want to go to that meeting. My friends are there. I show up. There's only 4 of us. 2 of them I don't even know. And it's me and this other guy right? And we're supposed to be reading out of the 12 by 12, and you put up your hand if you want to read. He reads the whole thing without even looking up. Once again, being an asshole. So I left. I'm like, fine. Take care of your meeting yourself then. I'm not gonna tolerate that. I just went to a different meeting and I enjoyed it. I'm not here to play games, and neither are you. This is a serious fucking disease. There was another one. This is a serious fucking disease. And I take it very, very seriously. Sometimes so seriously, I'm going to piss you off. I might upset you here and there. Because you're not going to agree with everything that I say. because a lot of things that I talk about are not easy. Why bother? Why bother then? Can I believe that yesterday's hurt is today's understanding, rewoven into tomorrow's love? See, now, and I did, okay, now what I'm doing is I'm praying for this person, right? I'm not mad. I'm a little hurt, okay? I'm not saying there's no emotions, but he doesn't need to deal with my over emotions. That's my problem. If I'm upset, it's because I allowed him to upset me. Okay? I get to determine the level of how upset I am, how long I'm upset about it. Okay? Here again, we're accepting all the consequences, even in prayer. That's okay. See how that turned into a good thing? I do not hate this person. It is clear that I disrupt him somehow. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. Okay? Now, if he ever reaches out and says, hey, I want to talk, bet your ass I'll do it. I'm always about healing. Okay? And if it means that somebody's going to come up to me and I'm going to have to forgive that person so we can go help somebody, the answer is yes. If I say no, I'm arguing with God. And I don't do that. See, I'm the one that put me in scary situations, not God. I did that. God is not going to put me in a place where I'm going to get hurt. Or he might. He might. I don't know. But it's going to be for a reason. It's going to be for a reason. Today I pray. Whether I am unjustly treated or just think I am, may I try not to be a resentful person stewing over past injuries. You can't live there. Get a sponsor. Get to that fourth step. Get to that fourth step. Once I have identified the root emotion behind my resentment, may I be big enough to forgive the person involved and wise enough to forget the whole thing. Here's my problem. My brain don't forget. It just doesn't. So that's not true. It's funny. It only forgets some things that are convenient, right? Like I'm an alcoholic. Not all injustice can be fixed. No injustice can be fixed. It doesn't. See, it happen. There's no justice for the injustice. No. What kind of justice can bring a family member back? What kind of justice equals the amount of the life of a human being? There's a lot of different kind of justice out there, but justice doesn't count for what it is. Well, and if you want to stick around, you can. You don't have to, but I'm going to talk about gaslighting next. I want to, before I finish this up, Gary had posted something I wanted because I like these examples. Example of good consequences that I have to have my gallbladder removed because of the amount of weight and how fast I lost it. Oops, you lost your weight so fast. And the gallbladder can't keep up, so it needs to come out. Don't need it. I'll have mine either. You're not going to be able to move for 2 weeks, just so you know. Okay. But Gary's been through more surgeries than me, so you'll be all right, brother. Yeah. I had mine taken out, and it's a pretty simple procedure. It's pretty simple. So you don't really need it, but, and you, Gary, you're better at this than me anyway, is your diet's going to have to change. So, all right. We had a good morning. That means somebody else is kind of, so I'm going to talk a little bit about, and I'm not going to get into it, but I want to talk about gaslighting. Okay. When I started all this, gaslighting was one of my major topics, and hardly anybody ever talked about gaslighting. Now I see it all over the place. No, I am not saying I started that. I'm going to tell you something though. When a million people have the same thought about something, something happens. When a million people have the same thought about something, something happens. AA's a perfect example of that. It's a perfect example of that. Does this match gaslighting? Sure, it does. One way or another, it does. Okay. The thing is that we gaslight, and most of the time, we don't even know it. Don't even know it. Right? You got to be careful what you say. Somebody else's emotions around something are valid, and you do not have a right. You do not have a right to say otherwise. Okay? Somebody wanted me to do something last week that was easy to them. Easy to, and I go through this. This is why I'm bringing it up. I'm reminding myself. Because I don't want to go around gaslighting people. I tend to forget that maybe people don't know what I know. Okay? People don't know. Not everybody knows what I know. Okay? And I'm just talking about life in general because I'm 52. I've done a lot of that. I have a lot of life hacks. Okay? I'll teach you how to hand wash dishes and be an expert. Okay? You dry things differently. That's how it works. All right? You can dry all the silverware at once. There's a way to do that. Okay? So let's be careful that just because we have been through these things and we're on the other side, we have to remember what it took for us to get there. Because that was a hard road. That was tough. Okay? And I'm grateful for every moment of it. Even at the time when I had PTSD hiding in my room. Okay? I'm going to let you know because, see, it's misconceptions. And I'll give you a good misconception about PTSD. You want to know why we hide in our homes? It isn't because it's totally scary out there. We don't want you to have to deal with our emotions. Did you think of that? Probably not. That's not your fault. See, you have to train yourself to start thinking this way. It's not a natural thing for us alcoholics. We're based off negativity. And you got to change that. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to be positive all the time. Don't be a toxic, positive person. Are you being positive? Because that's the only way to handle a problem. You just got to be positive about it. Well, sure, you can look for the positive things. Not everything's positive. Come on. That's not a conducive way of life. It isn't. I don't want to be up here all the time. No, I want to be balanced. No. Here. Okay? So let's watch out what we say. Okay? The cross-talking is getting a little ridiculous out there. Okay? Try to listen. Listen, okay? And instead of dumping in the meeting, try and give an example of how you were doing it. How you're doing when you share in a meeting, okay? Newcomers, I allow it, man, because they don't know better yet. But if you've been in this program for a little bit, I want to hear anything about your fucking story. I want to hear what you're doing today to stay sober. Okay? I don't cover my story when I go to AA meetings. You don't need it. You already know what it's like. I might give like a snippet. Okay? But other than that, all we're going to be doing is comparing war stories. And that doesn't work. So what happened and what it's like now? What happened and what it's like now? All right. I think that should do it for today. All right. I don't know if you guys saw everything that I saw. Nobody reacted to it, so probably all think I'm crazy. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It was good to see everyone. I got to do a lot of house cleaning. All right. I love you. Peace out. You know I'll be back later. Have a day.